Your Excellency, sir, I have two questions for you. One is that what do you think about the Vice President Kashim Shettima's coming back? And also, what do you think about the Catholic Bishop visit to the Mr. President?
Well, I will start with the Catholic Bishop. To me, the Catholic bishops are conscious of the country. And once they give advice, their advice is not for or against. Their advice is just for any sitting president, any sitting leader to see things the way it should be. There's difficulty in Nigeria, there's no doubt. And it's not the fault of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And we have been able to capture the microeconomy, and the micro is what we are having problems, as I've always told people. So there's nothing new about the Catholic bishops visiting. They are clergymen who they are conscious on what they speak, on what they say, and I support the visit of the Catholic bishops. It promotes the president to work harder, because the Catholic bishops are just telling him the way it is. Even if we politicians can lie to him and say things are good everywhere, the Catholic bishop can never say that, and that is why they are Catholic bishops. And I want to correct one thing. Cardinal Naija is not the president of Catholic Bishops Conference, and people are making mistake on that. So I believe whatever is this agreement between the Catholic bishops and the people speaking for the president is nothing, because the Catholic bishops just drop what they want to say about the presidency, or what they want to say about what they know about the economy. It's left for us who work with President Tinubu to take back to our rooms and analyze what they say and come out with beautiful things that will make Nigerian people to be proud. On Vice President Kashim Shettima, it's a continuity. There was no need of dropping him, and it could have been suicidal to drop him. And President Tinubu have done the right thing. It has nothing to do with what we are doing. I mean, we are Catholics, we are Christians, and I don't see anything that endangers anybody's life. If economy is good, this is why I have been telling the government to focus on economy. This economy was dead. It's just resuscitated by the president. So let us not deceive ourselves. So I'm not even going to go there. What I know, presidents have taken good decision in returning his vice president to Nigeria. And I want to thank the president and thank the National Security Advisor, Alhaji Nuhu Ribadu, for what they are doing on the security to go back to conquer our microeconomy. Because if they don't pursue these criminals, these hoodlums, we will not be able to go back to micro.
Hello, everyone. I saw that video there, and where someone said, finally, someone in the demonic party agrees with, John Cardinal Onayeka and the Catholic bishops on the things that they had said to Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the former governor of Lagos State, on the state of things in Nigeria. And Senator Orji or Kalu there, talking about the fact that the Catholic bishops, of course, they are the conscience of the people. That's the role that religious leaders are supposed to play. Be the conscience of the people. Be the mouthpiece of the people also. Because as religious leaders, you're not supposed to be biased in any way. You're not supposed to be afraid of anyone, because you serve the Almighty, and that should be enough. You should not be serving your fellow men or people in power, position of power. But unfortunately, that has not been the case with a lot of other religious rulers, who at every moment, for as far as they are concerned, it is every government in power, any government in power, that they always, go with. But you see, where he's talking about his own point, from the point of view, is the fact that at these problems predated Tinubu. Tinubu is not the cause of the problem. Tinubu is actually the cause of the problem we are going through now. If you look at the value of your money, you understand what you could get with 100 naira before Tinubu came into office. Today, you need 300 naira for you to be able to get the same thing. And then your source of income, the ease with which you could make 100 naira before, is now 2-3 times harder than it was. So a lot of people have had to lose their jobs. Companies have left, Nigeria. The economy has been contracting. You have insecurity that has worsened. Many people do not understand. When we're talking about this thing about the food insecurity, people were put on social media to attack us, to abuse us, to say all manner of things. I remember as far back as 2016 when I started talking about insecurity in Kaduna State, because I happen to be a distributor of chicken feed. I've been distributing chicken feed since 2002. And I know the fact that a lot of poultry were being closed down. You see customers that ordinarily will buy trailer loads of feed shutting down their farms because insecurity had affected them. They had to move away from there. When we're talking about this thing, guess what was happening? Government was hiring, e-talks, I call them electronic talks, on social media to attack us and tell us that we are lying and stuff like that. So with all of this insecurity, whereby food is no longer produced the way it has been produced, one of the things that I've constantly talked about is the fact that if you look at the insecurity as it's going on, it's almost as if it's not almost as if it is targeted, and as if it's deliberate, targeted at the food baskets of Nigeria. So the places in Nigeria where that is where food are being made, insecurity, people can no longer farm. I remember Zabarmari where it was 100 and something rice farmers that were killed. They were beheaded. So what happened? They said there was insecurity or something. They had attacked them. Whether they attacked some of them or handed over to soldier, whatever. Then the insurgents, the terrorists came in, attacked them, cut off their head, placed their heads on their back. Nigeria was silent. This was, I think, I can't remember. It was during Buhari that happened. Every time I think about that, and I always think about these are 100 and something trained rice farmers. It's just like when you say trained doctors. I, for one, I usually don't even know the difference between weed and plant. You understand? Because I didn't grow up on the farm. I really don't know. So it takes training for you to know how to do this thing. And those people are killed. Who did you train to replace them? Who is going to do that farming? Nobody. So at the end of the day, we are all affected. The hunger is going to increase with the level of increased insecurity in Nigeria. You understand, it's only going to lead to more food scarcity, more food becoming expensive, people not being able to afford a lot of the things that they afford. You're seeing terrorists telling people that if you're going to come and farm, you have to pay certain tax. They are billing them to pay so much, amount of money. You can't come and say that, oh, I'm not the one that caused it. The current suffering we are suffering, you're the one that caused it. Yes, there was suffering before. You came in, you not only came in and asked people to vote for you, but when the people didn't vote for you to become the winner, you rigged the election for you to take over. And you then come and start telling us that, oh, there are churches have been feeding people before you were Kiniko and whatever. Is it as desperate as people are now, where people can't even see anything to feed, and all of that? So all of this talk about it not being Tinubu's, they say the bad government. Tinubu came and removed subsidy. I have always been for subsidy removal, but you don't remove subsidy and begin to waste the money and let the money be looted and everything. You don't remove subsidy and begin to live lavish lives while the people are suffering. You don't remove subsidy and don't put safety nets for the people. So every responsible president or head of state always take responsibility for the problem in their country, except of course those who rig election, like Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.